So massive explosions have hit Ohio, all right, the state of Ohio. It's in a city called Oregon, Ohio. All right, I know it's called Oregon, but it's in Ohio. All right, so this is huge. This has hit a oil refinery in Ohio, and this is one of many that this has been happening to. This is in a long line of different things that this has happened, and it's very strange because I was like thinking about this topic, and I was thinking, you know, has there been any more fires or anything like that? And then this article pops up. All right, so this has hit a oil refinery and massive explosions and massive fire. All right, and this could be shut down for months and months. The same thing happened in Texas a few months ago over the summer. It wasn't at an oil refinery, but it was at a liquid natural gas pipeline, and there was a massive explosion there, and the pipeline is still shut down, and it's going to be shut down till at least November, they're saying. All right, and this happened in like June, right? June or July. This was months ago. All right, and the big picture here to all this is that the pipelines, the energy is being shut down. All right, and that one in Texas was potentially a cyber attack. There was a lot of speculation on it. There was a article, I think it was out of the Hill or the National Review, something like that. It was one of those papers, one of those sites, and they had a lot of evidence to back up that this was potentially a cyber attack. This one in Texas on the liquid natural gas pipeline, and this was a huge pipeline that goes all the way down, starting in Northern America all the way down through Texas into the Gulf of Mexico. So this is a massive flow, and it was wiped out, and it's still wiped out. So this one in Ohio could be wiped out for months. This could take 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get this back online. And it's all incrementalism. It's all step by step by step, picking apart our energy grid. All right, and what happens if this doubles down? What happens if this becomes a big thing, cyber attacks on our infrastructure like this? All right, and it doesn't, I guess it doesn't even have to be cyber, but that's what they were speculating. I mean, look at the Nord Stream pipeline in Germany. It has just been shut down for repairs. All right, they're saying it needs repairs, and there's no gas flowing from Russia into Europe through Germany now. And this could happen anywhere. Things could get shut down for any reason, and then we have to suffer. We have to pay these outrageous energy bills, these outrageous costs. All right, and who benefits from all this? Who really benefits from things like this happening? I'm not accusing anyone, all right, but if you just look at it from a, you know, a wider perspective, who would benefit from something like this happening? All right, who? Somebody tell me who would want oil refineries to be shut down? Who would want natural gas pipelines to be shut down? I don't know. You tell me. All right. I made a video a couple weeks ago about how the nation's oil reserves, the emergency oil reserves for our country, are at their lowest levels since the 80s. Okay, and this comes at the same time that gas and oil leases are being shut down on federal land at historic levels. Okay, it was something, I can't remember the exact, but it was like 50,000 leases, you know, a couple years ago, and now it's like 17,000 federal oil and gas leases on federal land. So that's a dramatic decrease in just a couple years, on top of all this other stuff going on. All right, so this is huge. This could be a cyber attack. What if we see attacks on other kind of infrastructure, okay? And it doesn't have to be the whole country goes out, but look at states like Texas. Texas has had massive warnings. I've read tons of articles on this, that they are getting direct threat warnings for cyber attacks on their grid, because their grid it's contained. It's their own grid, and it's all their own stuff. That's why when Texas has issues, everyone's like, oh, Texas can't keep their lights on or whatever, because other states, they have, sectored sections of grid, like multiple states are helping keep the lights on. But Texas is self-sustained. They use all their own stuff for their grid. So they are also a little bit more vulnerable, and they might also test stuff on Texas because they might think they could get away with it more. There might be less of a response. Whoever's doing this, all right? There could be less of a response because it's Texas, because it's like, oh, it's this, you know what I mean? It's a state that's in direct conflict with the administration, all right, with the current administration, who has all the levers for a response to a cyber attack. So they might just experiment on Texas, and they could do things to Texas and it wouldn't affect any of the states around it really, because they have their own grid. They're self-sustaining, and you know what I mean? They could hit Texas without hitting whatever, New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like hitting one state and then you're affecting multiple areas that maybe they didn't want to do that. Okay, so these are huge things we have to think about. We have to be prepared for. And get yourself a generator, guys. All right, I am still off grid. All right, I'm still in my travel trailer. We are just gonna rough it for a few more months. We are trying to save up. Our plan we had before didn't work out. That's how life is. That's how things go. Like we traveled, we went to go see something that we thought could work, and it just didn't work. It was too much. It was just not it. It was not what we expected. That's how sometimes things are. It's like once you show up in person, like a house or a property or a car or an RV or whatever, boat, whatever you're buying, sometimes you show up and it's like, all right, this isn't exactly what I was thinking. So the land and the property and everything was not what we wanted. All right, so we're just gonna rough it for a few more months. All right, because these rent prices are ridiculous. They're insane. But my point of all this is that we're on a generator. All right, and you should have a tent for your generator. Like right now it's raining and the generator needs to be inside a tent because it could create electrical issues with your generator. All right, thankfully ours has like rubber covers on all the outlets and everything, so it's pretty well protected. It's been left out in the rain a few times and it still works pretty good. And it's just if you want to know, I don't know sponsorship here. I bought this years ago, before I was even really serious about YouTube or anything. All right, I've had this generator for years. There's hundreds of hours on it, that close to thousands of hours. All right, but it's a Champion generator. All right, it's the yellow Champion ones. They're very good. It's an inverter Champion generator, and it's like 4,500 starting watts, 3,500 running watts, and that's perfect for a 30 amp travel trailer. That's perfect. All right, that'll power everything. That'll power your AC, your microwave, your fridge, whatever. Maybe not all at the same time, but don't run the microwave and the AC at the same time or whatever. Don't run all your stuff in your house at the same time. It works for your house too. It has 120 amp or 20 amp outlets, like normal plugs too on it, on the front of it too, to plug in extension cords, anything like that. So get yourself something like that, and make sure you have a tent for it as well, because you can't put it in your garage. You can't put it in your, you know what I mean? You can't put it in your house or anything like that. You will literally get carbon monoxide poisoning. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Get yourself a generator, get yourself something, because these things sell out quick when there's an actual emergency, when something actually happens, power actually goes out. these sell out like hotcakes. They're gone quick, all right? Because they only have like 5 or 10 in stock at most hardware stores like Home Depot or whatever. Check out what's that place called? Camping World. Camping World, they have a ton of generators and stuff too, besides just like Home Depot, all right? Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, all that good stuff. They all have generators as well too. So thank you guys, and you have a big old blessed day.